Hello everybody, it's Bob again, and today I'm just going to be showing you my He-Man and the Masters of the Universe mini comic collection. I was very, look how thick this fucking book is. This is insane. I collected He-Man action figures, and I gotta tell you, I never, that many, or that they would have that much, that many comics or whatever. I was very lucky coming across this book. I remember that, and this is gonna sound wild. I was in a mall. This was just a year and a half, 2 years ago, if that. I was in a mall, and I was going past an FYE for your entertainment, and I happened to wander in there because I was looking for some old DVDs that I may want, and I came across this. I believe that this book originally, is there a price on here? Okay, so it was originally $45 US, and what I did was it was a buy one get one free. So I bought this one, got a second one that I ended up giving to a friend of mine. Look at that. That's awesome already, right? I was reading this. I never got all the way through it. But it is wild. Like, look, you're getting awesome artwork here. I think I remember the person who had created this was a comic book artist for a time. So this is the sorceress. This was the sorceress before she became Teela, right? I guess is what it was. I have to go through this again. It's been a little while since I read this, and I know that the cartoon went a little differently. Here we go with Beastman here, and Teela having blonde hair kind of throws me off. But as you can see here, they hadn't fully developed everything, and I got to tell you, so I was a kid. He-Man came out in '83, right? I was young. All right, I remember watching the cartoon. I remember having the action figures, and I remember having the swords here, never knowing that they were two halves of the swords that had to come together to create the power sword or whatever. So I never knew that. You know, as a kid, I don't even think I even read these comics. I may have looked through them for the artwork or whatever when I first got them, but they are awesome. The earlier stuff here, so we have Teela's hair changing color now. I have to say, I really love the Skeletor thing with the red lights in the eyes here. I actually love. So I'm a person who likes. How do I put this? I like my fantasy adventure to be more Lord of the Rings and less sci-fi. So when I see things like Skeletor here using this computer, I know that He-Man was a mixture of them both. They're on planet Eternia. They had technology. Stratos, I thought he was ridiculous. I thought he kind of looked cool, but the wings on the arms weren't really wings, and I'm just guessing they had the innate ability to fly, that they weren't really just flapping around or anything. I remember how Merman sounded on the cartoon. I used to have this toy. I can't remember. Is that the Wind Raider, I think? So, yeah. I had this one, too. This was an attachment that came with another vehicle, but I can't remember exactly what it was. But I remember in the cartoon they were flying around on this all the time. Right? Some of the artwork in here is insanely awesome. I'm a huge fan. So when you color Stratos the wrong color, it is the most horrific thing you could ever see. Here we are back to blonde hair. And then, you know, Stratos back here was like gray, right? So that works a little better somehow. And then you see him in this like flesh tone. Even the hair is kind of flesh tone. And it's like, ugh. It's just, it's not very well. So you have that. Now, so what you had was more of like a storybook type way that they were showing this stuff, right? And then we turn into comic book type ways of doing this. I don't know. The artwork in the other was awesome, but I do love this a lot more. They would have these full-on stories here with these characters. It was awesome. I love this. I remember reading some of these from back in the day, and then there were a bunch that I had never read before. And like I said, the lore changes. So I think the lore changed from when we had this like storybook way of telling it, and then when it turned into the comic book way of telling it, it had changed. So, you know, you had your original set of characters that came out with those like storybook ways of the story, and then later on with like the second gen, I guess, you got the. I had this toy also. I remember it had a gun handle on it so that you could, you know, flick whatever. Some of the artwork is hit or miss. Like in some cases, it's gorgeous stuff, and in others, you kind of get, you know, this, which doesn't seem great. It actually looks like it was on the verge of like a '90s comic style here for. Look at this. This is that's pretty bad. I'm gonna bring that in for a close up here. I don't know who this Prince Valiant looking person is. Maybe somebody can tell me. But that's the worst He-Man I've seen so far. So like I said, it is a hit or miss deal. I remember owning Buzz Off, which I still think to this day. Look at this. So we have Hordak here. So this was at a time that She-Ra was happening as well. I remember Moss Man, right? So I don't know. The artwork started off better and then started. I guess you could say, this isn't too bad. I like a lot of what I'm seeing here. And then over here we got back to storybook ways of this again, and then back to comic book ways again. I guess they changed up depending on how they wanted to do this. But this is just an awesome book, and this is just, you know, a nostalgia deal. I think we got here we are with some She-Ra. Cannot remember that dude's name, but it looks like we have the She-Ra stuff in here as well. I didn't know that because I never made it that far into the books, and now I'm gonna have to finish this so that I can see all of the She-Ra stuff. Oh, it's amazing. Look at that. That's kind of very, very Wonder Woman right there. So that's wild. And I also thought that this guy had a mustache. I could have swore he had a mustache. I'm thinking that the cartoon felt like they had to butch him up a little bit because of his outfit, and I think they gave him a mustache, which I'm not sure it achieved its goal. But God, I remember loving this cartoon, and I gotta say that I'm a little torn as to. So I will say this. Where are we at here? Get back to fuck this thing. Fuck this thing, and fuck that thing that kept hiding around in the episodes or whatever. You know, you would get a brief 1 second shot of them or something, and you had to be able to pick them out at the end of the cartoon or something like that. But yeah, so this is yeah, artwork awesome in some cases, not so awesome in others. But this is just an awesome nostalgic thing, being a huge He-Man fan and everything. I had to get this book. I don't know if this is available anymore, and I think when I looked this up, the price had like skyrocketed. Hey, sorry, apparently while I was looking through this, my video had cut off. But I was basically done anyway. I think I was just talking about how I don't know if this is available anymore. The last time I had seen it, the price had skyrocketed. And of course, I did not keep a hold of the second issue that I got with this because I ended up giving it to a friend of mine because I'm not the person who would, you know, inflate the price just to, you know, make a profit on it or whatever. I really can't stand when that type of thing happens because I want to read these things, and it's something that's been going on just too much with a lot of the books that probably shouldn't be, you know, worth so much or whatever. So anyway, guys, if you like this video, please hit like. It helps my channel grow. If you want to see more videos like this, hit subscribe. I want to thank you guys for watching again. Till next time.